All right, guys, welcome back to LL Cool Joe, back with another life lesson. Got a special guest on the line, calling in from LA, Director of Client Services at Select Sports Group, Olivia Green. What's going on?
Hi.
How
Thank
you
you for
doing?
having me.
So the purpose of LL Cool Joe is to give some insight on sports careers, kind of
Mhm.
give a little background. And originally where this came from is I remember being in college and going into my senior year. I
Mhm.
still didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I just know I wanted to work in sports.
Yep.
So, why not use our platform to kind of share some knowledge and share some tips with people? So, with your role, what do you like about it? What do you do exactly?
Yeah, so client service is a very broad term for basically personal assistant to all of our clients. So Select Sports Group is a football agency. We service over 80 clients in the NFL, including players, coaches, and front office personnel. Most of our clients are the players, though. So I work under an agent that's based out here in LA, and he has about 20 to 25 clients. So I am like their primary resource, the 20 to 25 clients, primary resource for everything off the field. So, I mean, that includes, booking flights, hotels, helping them find, training spots and accommodations during the off season, helping plan birthday parties, anything that you can think of that's off the field, I'm a resource for. So, the thing I really like the most about my job is obviously the relationships with these guys. I'm an only child, so it's kind of like having a big family. Um, you know, Family that I can support, family that also supports me. Once you build that trust with them, like they really, really do take you in as family. So that's kind of what I really like about my job. Um, I think the challenges of this job are you are working for a bunch of guys, like you are basically put into their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're dealing with the challenges they're facing. You're dealing with the family, you're dealing with the friends, you're dealing with outside resources. So I always tell people that want my job, you have to really love people to
Mm-hmm.
like this job because you are really dealing with the people. You're dealing with these clients face to face
Yep.
and everything that they go through. So starting off, I
That's awesome.
went to the University of Pittsburgh for undergrad. I graduated in 2013. Um, like you, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I didn't know I wanted to work in sports. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to work in some form of entertainment. I always knew that from the beginning, but I didn't have any type of like job or goal. And the reason I feel like I didn't have that is because that representation was very lacking in like the agency world. Like I didn't grow up knowing about agents, about black agents, about people that looked like me doing that job. So I could only go off of what I knew, which was people that looked like me play the sports, right? I didn't know the business side of it. And I think that's very important that there's representation in the business so that people that look like you and me when they grow up can aspire to those types of jobs. I'm getting went
Mm-hmm.
to the University of Pittsburgh. I interned for the Steelers. That was my first real job into sports. That's where I met you. Yes, our Steelers fan. So I interned with them my senior year,
Mm-hmm.
and that turned into like the part-time, seasonal work that we do, where I still worked for them after I graduated, but I was also working a full-time job. I was working in tech for about 4 years, and I realized like I like it, like it makes good money, but I've always wanted to be in a job that was helping people. And I just felt like I was unfulfilled and I didn't want to get stuck or get too, comfortable in that job. So I took the risk. I went to grad school at Carnegie Mellon. They have a master's in entertainment industry management program. Um, I thought that would be like kind of my step into the entertainment world because I didn't really know anyone. I didn't go to college and do the track of like working in the athletic department or working for a team like most people do to get in the door. So I was like, how am I going to get in the door? The Steelers job helped with like resources, but it didn't really get me into what I wanted. So this program allowed me to do that because we had to intern the summer, the fall, and the spring at an entertainment agency or company. So that's how I met up with Select Sports Group. I interned for them in the summer, did one more year of school in Los Angeles, and then still interned with Select Sports Group out in LA. And then that turned into a full time job. So it was really lucky, honestly. Like I always tell people, most of the work that you do, you really have to, like, once you get your foot in the door, you really have to show yourself, because that's such a rare opportunity, right? A lot of it is timing. A lot of it is, the people that you know. You can't control those aspects, but you can control, the things that you can, which is your work ethic, the things that you do and bring to the table when you do get that opportunity to hop in on it. So
You took a journey that, it's kind of hard to see a vision,
yeah,
but you just got to take it one step at a time.
yeah,
You know, um, and especially working in sports, because I remember being in college and the first thing they tell you is, well, you're going to have to move here and you're going to have to move there,
hmm
and start from the bottom and work your way up. And
hmm literally.
you're doing it, girl. I applaud you for that.
I appreciate it. And that's so true, that you kind of have to humble yourself in sports. Working in IT, there was like a clear path, right? Like you start here, then you move up, then you get to middle management, then you get up here. In sports, there's not really that path. And I had to start from the bottom. I had to do internships that were unpaid. I had to do internships that were low paid. I had to do things that, I'm in grad school and I'm doing, this work that I would probably be able to do if I was like, in undergrad. So things like that, where you really had to humble yourself, because I knew at the end of this, like, this is what I wanted. And, I encourage people to be open-minded about this process. It's not easy. You will have to humble yourself a lot. But if it's something that you really want, and like you can speak to that heavily, you'll get there eventually. You just kind of have to put in the work.
Women in sports, y'all are killing it. And it's not even just, business, or, what I mean? Like, there's women are referees and coaches now, and directors, CEOs. Why is it important for women to also be involved in sports and, kind of lay the path for everybody else?
I mean, just like it's important for women to be representative in healthcare, in tech, in all fields. It's important in sports as well. We bring different perspectives, different experiences, that, some men can't bring. And that's the case in any job industry. Like, you always want diverse perspectives. So why should it be different for entertainment? It's just as important. And there are different skill sets and different things that we can bring to the job that other people might not be able to bring in. And like I mentioned kind of in the beginning, you want to encourage a new generation of people to come into these jobs and know what these jobs are and bring their perspective. Hopefully someone watching this that's younger will see people like us and they're like, hey, that person looks like us and he has this job, she has this job, I want that job, or how can I learn more? You can't really do that when there's a bunch of people that don't look like you in this job. It's not encouraging. So I think it's very important to have representation in every industry, including sports and entertainment.
Do you got any people that inspire you or that you look up to?
I think it's important to have peers that inspire you too. Like, it's great to have, the LeBron James of the world, the Don Staleys, like those people that already have made it and have money and power, and they're great people. But I think it's also important to have peers that are around you that can build you up. Like people like you inspire me. Like what you went through to get to where you are, from the mud to here. Like I've seen it, and that inspired me to go back to school and do what I'm doing. My coworkers inspire me. The women in my life that are in sports and aren't in sports inspire me. My friends inspire me. I had literally like 2 friends get married in 2020. I had 3 friends buy houses. They just didn't let such a terrible year stop them from their accomplishments. So I think the people around me inspire me, and they inspire me to do better things, to always strive for more. And I think that's important, to surround yourself with those type of people.
What is your favorite sport?
Well, I played basketball from elementary to high school. I was short, so of course they put me as point guard. It wasn't the best shooter, but I was so good at defense. So to play, definitely basketball. I love basketball. To watch, now that I'm in it, definitely football, because I just get excited to see our guys ball out and get so excited to play. So I would say those two sports. I know it's very generic and
No, that's
cliche.
fine. I always see you going to bat for your guys on the social media.
So exciting. Like I love seeing them, make a big play and they get
Yeah.
so hyped about it. So and some of it like makes them actual money. Like they have incentives that they have to make. And so that interception might make them an extra like 100K. So it's super exciting to see that because like they're bringing in money to their family. So
love that. All right, the last question to wrap it up. You got any advice for any ladies out there who want to work in sports, just starting off?
Oh, yes. Don't be discouraged. It is very easy to kind of look around you and just be like, oh my God, like, will I ever make it? Don't be discouraged. Reach out to people like me. Reach out on LinkedIn, I've had people reach out to me on Instagram in my DMs, asking for advice or asking for me to be like a mentor or even look over the resume. Of course, you're going to hear more no's or get a lot more no responses than you are yes, but there will be those people like me that want to give you advice, want to help you out, want to see you be successful in this field. So reach out to people that, have the job that you think you want for advice. And last thing I'll say is I talked about this before, but you really do have to kind of humble your expectations of this field. There are a lot of things that I don't agree with in the sports industry. I think all internships should be paid. I think all work should be paid, but unfortunately we're not there yet. So if there are opportunities that aren't paid or might not be exactly what you thought it would be, still take it because you never know where that might lead. Select Sports Group, that internship was not paid. I took it anyway. It turned into a paid position after I showed my boss how hard of a worker I was, how dedicated I was to this. It turned into a paid position and then it turned into full-time. So you just never know where these opportunities might lead you. So don't be discouraged, reach out to people and be open to different opportunities would be my top 3.
Social handles or anything where people could follow you?
I think it's Olive Your Life. So it's OLIVV Your Life. Very corny and catchy. I like it. On both Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. Olivia Green, I believe, or Olivia C. Green is like the ending to the hyperlink. You can just look me up, Select Sports Group, Olivia Green. I should pop up and I'd be more than happy to connect with anyone that has questions. So
love that. We'll wrap it up there. Back with another life lesson. Olivia Green.
I miss you, Joe.
Miss you too.
He's like family to me, guys. So this was refreshing to talk to him and see his face. So
we go way back.
We do. I love what you're doing. So keep doing it.